I'm Rob Woods, the Rob Woods from Sacramento, California. Currently residing in Los Angeles. And yeah, as all this is going on, man, I'm just taking it day by day and trying to stay as creative as possible.
Nice, nice. Being a musician and putting out music, how has this whole pandemic affected your work?
It affected it pretty bad. I mean, I didn't even imagine that it would be like this. But like for a perfect example, I'm a performer as well. So a lot of my income comes from performances. And shoot, three of them got canceled back to back to back. I was supposed to take a trip to Arizona, and then the day that I was going to fly, they were like, gave me a call, like, nah, like just stay there. There's nothing for you to do. We're gonna lock it down out here in AZ. So boom, there's one check gone. Then there was another one in Sacramento. There's another check gone, and another one in Los Angeles. That check's gone. So it's hit me pretty tough. Like, but luckily, I kind of, a lot of us musicians and artists, entrepreneurs, we try to prepare for these type of things. And I
Mhm.
just believe in the old school way of saving. So
Yeah,
luckily I'm not hurting too bad, but it definitely took a toll.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
shout out to this group called So Far Sounds, where they're putting on a lot of great showcases out in the Bay Area, San Francisco. Got So Far San Francisco, So Far Los Angeles, So Far Sacramento. They canceled on us, but they went ahead and paid for every person that they canceled on. So that was huge. I didn't
Yeah,
expect that, and it helped out a
yeah.
lot. So when you got people like that and you're working with businesses like that, like it does help.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of talk right now about how businesses are interacting with this whole pandemic. Are they mandating their employees come in? They're not increasing pay. Some of them are increasing pay, but to hear of a company that's supporting musicians that way is pretty inspiring.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, this thing's like eye opener for everybody, man. Like I feel like this is actually like it's just a time for people to really, really realize what's going on. Here we go. Here we are with like a lot of these jobs that like, for example, you would try to tell your boss, like, I need 1 day from home, working from home a week. Like that's my requirement. That's what I would like. And the same boss that's got you working 5 days from home now was the one that told you, oh no, we don't have, there's no way we can do that. No, that's not possible. We
Right.
need you in the office. But like in all reality, they don't need you in the office all 5 days.
Hmm.
If that's the case, how is everybody able to work from home? And, we have emails and calls and all this stuff going on. So it's crazy to see it flip so quickly. And
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's a smoke screen, man, because they want you to forget the fact of like, it was supposed to be impossible for you to do your job from home. That's why they
Hmm.
had you there every single day at 8 a.m.,
Yeah.
dressed in their attire. So it's just a awakening time for everybody.
Yeah. Like perspectives are shifting
Yeah,
dramatically.
yeah,
I know it's like I saw a post the other day. It was something like, I'm working from home. No, I'm actually like at home trying to survive a crisis and trying to get work done. It's like,
yeah,
I mean, I can't even imagine like if I had kids trying to like manage my full-time job, trying to manage my relationships, my kids,
yeah,
and then to be their teacher on top of it. Like,
yeah. That's pretty tough, man. It's just like, ugh. I have a cousin and she's on conference calls, and she has kids, so she's like literally watching her kid and getting on a conference call,
mhm,
and they want you to like video chat instead of talk on the phone sometimes, and it's just like
mhm,
it's just crazy, man. It's
yeah,
wild.
yeah. How has this like affected your music? I mean, I know, we talked about gigs and stuff, but how is it affecting what you're writing right now?
It's actually put me a bit back in a better space, man. Like it's put me in a hungry position, man. Like a little bit off the subject, but like this time where like, oh gosh, sorry,
That's
this
okay.
time where everybody feels like they're locked down. I've dealt with that. I was in prison for 4.5 years. So this is nothing compared to being locked down, being able to open your door and walk outside it's not that hard for me. So, but it does bring me back to a time where I was like really, really, really hungry and I got time in my hands. So what can I do besides create, write new music, come with some new content, be creative. That's where it's got me at right now. So it's actually helped helped me a lot, man. I'm like finished like 2 mixtapes within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm just stepping outside the box and I'm giving a little bit more right now. Like I realize a lot of people, it's a time for giving. If you're gonna drop some music, I recommend, yeah, put something out there that people could buy on iTunes, but also put something out there for free, like to give to the people because people are hurting right now. People want to listen to you and people want to be healed. So, you got to give to get. So that's where I'm at with it. So I'm trying to give as much as I
Yeah. Are you doing any like IG lives or anything that's like,
can. I'm sitting back on the IG live, like I'm watching it. That's not really my thing too much, but
Mhm.
I enjoy it. I like it. I like to see people do it. I just hope that it continues after this whole thing goes off. I've been seeing a lot of people pop up and be like, hey, one thing that I'm noticing is a lot more people are telling people to join their lives with them and they're giving artists a chance to pop in there. And I
Mhm.
just applaud that. And I hope that it stays that way. I hope that when you're not so bored, you continue to give opportunities to other artists. Like you don't just do this when you have to kind of type of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's a good thing to practice, giving other people opportunities, sharing your spotlight. Like that's something that I've always been about. I've always been for that. So I like that part about the
Yeah.
IG.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it feels like it's like a reach out for collaboration or something like that. It feels like people are wanting to connect with other people. Are you feeling the same way?
Uh, well, give me a second. All right. I don't know how to block calls while I'm on here.
Yeah, all good.
Okay.
Um, yeah, like being that people are doing this IG live and all of that stuff, do you feel like that's like a call out for collaboration or connecting? And how important is collaborating as a musician?
I think it's very important to collaborate. It's like, man, when you have these opportunities to reach another region, you should take advantage of it, man. If somebody's going live in another city, state, county, whatever, and they're giving you the opportunity to connect, then definitely like that's an opportunity for you to get heard, get seen, and just build. So I think it is dope. I like that. I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
To any other artists that are like kind of skeptical on doing it, I just tell you to do it. Like this is the time. Like there's nothing to be afraid of. That's something that we deal with as artists is we're like, oh, I don't want to go live with such and such and embarrass myself or I'm not prepared. But in all reality, like you never get better without doing something a couple times. So, even me, like I got called out by this guy named Mikey Wingfield, comedian, right? And he just said, hey, man, I'm going live at 9 p.m. I need a couple of people to come in there, drop some bars. My first thought was like not to do it because I'm like, we all have this stigma of like, I'm not tap dancing for nobody when they want me to, but in all reality, like, why not? So I
Hmm.
brought myself back and then I went to the live and I did it. I dropped a few bars. I felt better after anyways. It felt
Hmm.
good to share that with somebody. And then, it wasn't my best freestyle or anything like that, but I didn't say no. I've been a big advocate for trying to do things that I know that later on I was like regret not doing. So if
Hmm.
I didn't get on that call, like later on that night while I'm just watching TV, I would have just started thinking like, dang, you could have potentially got on there and got seen by somebody and shared your gift. Why didn't you? What are you scared of?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. One of the themes that's kind of been reoccurring is, like feeling confident in your own voice.
Yeah,
Like knowing what you want to say or being confident in what you want to say. How
yeah.
important is that as an artist? Or how did you deal with that when you first started performing live or on record?
I feel it's very important for you to believe in yourself before anybody else does. There's like it's something about a person that doesn't matter. They don't care about what's going on around them and they just enter their full element. I picked that trade up definitely like after prison, man. When I got out, I lived in the Tenderloin district, and I was just, man, like, it was just like, walking around there, I got a lot of inspiration. I seen what was happening. I saw a lot of musicians and artists and just confident people in general, that not even in musicians, but just people that walk around and they have their head, up in the air opposed to having it down. So, I took that in. For a while. I worried about not having the opportunity to perform in a venue. So that's why me and my buddies, I started, this thing called Curb Service, where we literally just went to the street corners on outside of First Friday. We played there every first Friday, man. Just every first Friday, no matter who showed up, we just went there. And that kind of helped build it up. Over time, we started to get a lot of people that came and realized and recognized us and came back, within, the next couple months and remembered us. And that helped build our confidence. And then definitely when First Friday gave us the opportunity to come in there with a full residency, like they got tired of us being on the outside because our crowd that we were drawing was kind of pulling away from the venue. That was definitely like a boost up, man. We felt like we were doing something right, but it started like real humbly, man. Like you gotta be willing to just throw it all on the line, throw it all on the line and not worry about what people think of you. Like that's what you gotta do.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? And I think a lot of people, myself included, sometimes get overwhelmed with the amount of work or the amount of required effort on a
Yeah,
project.
yeah,
So you just kind of put it off or you don't start. And so even with this project, like, yeah, I would love to have a big fancy intro and like all of this stuff, but it's like, no, I have to get it out there or
yep.
else I'm not gonna do it. Like, you personally balance that of like knowing, okay, I got 12 tracks on an album I want to put out. How do you start that project?
Well, right now, I ask for help. I got a few friends. Like I don't do this all on my own. I think that's another thing people need to realize. You can't do it all on your own. So I have a team. Like I'll create 12 tracks and then I'll pass them off to my friends and I'll let them listen to them and I'll let them help me put them in order. Like for example, I got Adelante Music. I got Chapman Did It down there in the Bay Area, and they were like literally like they helped me create my canvases. When I'm done, and it's all scrambled. They sit back, they analyze it, they give me feedback. Sometimes I take it, sometimes I don't. But asking for help is one of the things that like makes it a lot easier.
Mhm.
I just recommend that, man. If you have anybody that has a listening ear, use them. Like that's a free service, because in the industry, people pay for stuff like that.
Mhm.
But if you have a good small team that start to use them, like you can't win without building a team. And that's
Yeah.
very, very important to understand.
So I heard you don't want to put your mom on that team though, just in the sense where they're gonna love everything you do.
Nah, honestly, man, my mom is probably the hardest critic, man, because she's gonna keep it real, like
Yeah.
so I love her. I mean, she is on the team. Like I'll send her some stuff. I used to send it to her before, but now I send it to her after, and then I want to hear her feedback. And she'll give me like some real, real, real feedback. And you get the best feedback from people that actually know you, that know you as a person. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's a part of the team.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Um, w- Thinking about where we are right now, obviously, like we're kind of locked up in this shelter in place for quite a while, and you're in creation mode. What do you think it's going to look like? What's the landscape going to be like once we're all able to get back out and running? I mean, I know for one, there's going to be big parties because everybody's going to want to get together. But is there going to be some like hesitation with that because people just don't
Def-
know still?
yeah, definitely. And I feel like it should be. Look what's happening right now. Like, it's nothing wrong with being careful and being aware. So I don't doubt that, like, the first time that I have an opportunity to do a show, not half as many people might not come because they're
Hmm.
just need to take their time and fill it out. And I think that's smart. Um, so I don't worry too much about that. I just look forward to having the opportunity to do it again. You know, I'm the type
Mhm.
of person that if there's 5 people in the room, I'm trying to give those 5 people the best show. So I'm not too worried about that. But definitely, I do know that there's going to be a little bit of like withdrawals of people just jumping out into these large crowds again.
Mhm.
Because it's not a game. It's not, it's not for play. And this is an eye opener. So we should learn from this and we should change the way that we move. If we don't do that, then we didn't learn anything.
Yeah, yeah, so true. When it comes to thinking about what you're creating now and how that's going to be received once you drop everything, is that, I mean, are you thinking that strategically, or are you just in the lab just writing and creating?
I'm in the lab writing and creating right now. Like when I got to get into my mode where I'm not worried about everything else. I worry about creating content right now. So I'm like a pack rat with this, like waking up every day, making new music. And I'm not trying to box it in with what should people hear? What da 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 da. I don't do that. I'll literally bust out 20 tracks and I'll pick out, the ones that I think that they would like to receive right now, what they
Mhm.
would like to hear. And that's better for me because if I get stuck worried about creating something for the time of right now, then I'll just literally be stuck and I will just beat myself up if it's not meeting the spectrum of that.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a pretty good approach in the sense of not worrying too much about the audience, how they were going to receive it, but staying more true to what you're feeling and what
Yeah,
you're experiencing.
yeah, that's how I am, man. And like, it's helped me a lot when I make music. I identify with colors, bro. So just really quickly, like I identify with colors. So if I'm making a song and it's really upbeat, then I would identify that upbeat song with the color, yellow. If it's a little bit darker and somber, then it's going to be in a category of blue. So when I get done listening to this music, I'm putting them in these color categories. And I
Mhm.
just feel like you can't wear the same color every day. Nobody does. If you do, it becomes a little bit repetitive and maybe boring. And that's okay if that's for you. But most of the people around life, man, they wear blue one day, they wear orange, they wear pink, they wear black, they wear yellow. And we feel differently in those colors. When I wear all black, man, I feel like a little bit more on like, I don't know, man, a darker, deeper, like a goonish mentality. When I
Mhm.
wear red, I feel a little bit more flashy. When I'm in blue, I feel a little bit more, mellow. When I'm in all white, I'm super heavenly. Like these are the feelings that come with the colors. And
Mhm.
just putting music into those color categories has just helped me create. And I can't stop. I just keep doing it like that.
Wow, that's a really interesting, like, way to arrange the
Yeah,
music. I've never
yeah,
heard anybody doing that, and that makes total sense. I mean, as someone who dabbles in music, like, that would make perfect sense. Like, this makes
yeah,
me feel this way, and it's a really nice way to associate feeling with the music.
yeah, definitely. So that's my method. I'm giving my method out to everybody out there. Just try it out, man. Try it for like 4 or 5 songs and see how it helps you create.
Yeah. Like, when you start writing, do you start with the lyrics? Do you start with the beat? Do you start with?
I end up starting with like idea, man. So maybe I hear a beat somewhere else. It'd be a beat totally not even mine, and I'll just start thinking of some lyrics, and then I'll have to stop, write it down, or record it into my phone, and then I'll come back to it and I'll find the beat. But if in a perfect world, I would like the beat first. I'll play the beat and I come up with the ideas and
Mhm.
do it from there. That's like the easiest for me. It helps me out.
And, like, what place are you writing from? Like, where do the ideas come from, or how do you formulate that? Just
So
come.
if I'm trying to write, because I write, and so there's different forms of writing. I write as an artist, but I also write for other artists as well. So if I'm writing for somebody who already has their certain type of style, that kind of helps me like put it together. It's not tough at all. I look at them, I look at what their, the image is, the image they're trying to portray, and then I'm able to do that easier. But when I'm writing for myself, I write from experience, life experiences, feelings. I've got songs ranging from, you know, happiness to sadness to makeups to breakups to losses to wins, because I've had a lot of that in my life. So I just put that into context within the music. You know, I'm more of a reality-based type of artist. I try not to speak too much on things that I have not been a part or first-person experience.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. What are you using to record? If I can get technical for a
So
minute.
you can use Pro Tools, Logic. For me, right now, I'm using simple GarageBand on my Mac. Like that's one of the easiest recording um, tools to use right now. It's like it comes on the computer. So for like
Mhm.
a lot of people, they say they don't understand how to use type of gear. Get a Mac, let
Mhm.
GarageBand already be downloaded, press record, put the music on there. Boom, simple as that. It's like
Yeah.
it's ABCs with Garage, and they've gotten better because a lot of their software you can send it over to somebody who has the big, you know, the huge stuff that's in the studios, and it connects, and it's like the language is just the same, so you won't lose anything in the context.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you can also upgrade it up into the Logic, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I heard Logic 2 is coming out.
yeah. Logic 2's coming out. I think Ableton's working on some stuff right now too. There's a lot of new ones coming out, man. It's just like right now it's just about recording, man. It used to be like, oh, if you got Pro Tools, you're doing better. But now it's just about doing the work, man.
Hmm.
You can do it from, like I said, your phone. Record it from your
Yeah.
phone. It's just crazy, man. It's a good time to want to be an artist
Yeah.
because literally there's nothing stopping you. Like it's literally on you. If you want to wake up today and say that you're an artist, then you can make it happen by tonight.
Yeah.
So I think that's
It's
super cool.
it's crazy. I mean, like the amount of content that's coming out of this little downtime, so to speak,
Yeah,
is pretty incredible.
yeah.
How do you feel? I know we talked a little bit about like musicians collaborating and that kind of stuff. How do you feel like media as a whole is going to be altered by this, or will it be altered?
I don't think it'll be altered, man. Not too much. Not too much, man, because people, I mean, we need that content. We want that. You know, it's just gonna be a better opportunity, honestly, for people that want to be a part of this. Anybody that wants to get out there, like you got so many things going on right now, like TikTok, you got Snapchat, you got your YouTubers, you got your bloggers, you got your man. It's just and they're getting paid attention to right now because we have the time. You know, you're at home, you're gonna click on your phone, you're gonna watch something that you wouldn't usually watch. Like I watched that damn thing, Tiger King, that I would never ever watch on my regular day. But since I got time, and then of course the media's got it going around, it's getting back to me that I should watch it. I watch it.
Yeah.
So right now is the time to just put it out there and then make it do what it do, man. Hopefully, you know, word of mouth travels real fast nowadays. It only
Yeah.
takes one, you know.
Yeah, so true. I just, like what's interesting to me is, kind of like in the music space too, like nobody's going into the studio.
Yeah.
So like what is this little timeline going to look like for quality, like if we're putting stuff out that we're just, recording on our phone, or like for, the visual side, like we're using webcams for content creation. Like
Yeah. I
what
think, man, what's going to be okay is it's weird, but people are going to not care about that, man. They know what's going on with you. They rather see content come out with a little bit of like crappiness to it than to not see it come out. Like they want to see that dog in you right now. So you better use your webcam. You know, you better hop on your phone and continue, because if you don't, people are going to be like, dang, well, I haven't heard from them in a couple months. They might not be so engaged. But if you drop a mixtape right now and it's not completely mixed and mastered, I feel like people are a little bit understanding. We're in a pandemic, man. What are you supposed to do?
yeah.
Just stop creating? But like I said, there's ways around that, man. Like connect with the producer that you would have went to the studio for. Like if you really care about that guy that's recording you who can't, you can't go in there and pay for those lab hours, then offer him, some money on the back end for mixing and cleaning up your stuff. Send it over to him, and then you can have that good quality music without going into the studio. So, and I feel like even after this, people will want to get back in the studio. Like there's a feeling, there's a vibe in there. It's a different feeling than being at home, and people are still gonna want that. So I know that part alone, it'll even itself out after all this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there's a little shift and people are doing what they can right now, but um, we'll all get back into it. I think it'll take a little bit of a ramp up to get everybody back in the flow of
Yeah.
things. But I mean, at least for me, big productions will come back, photo shoots and video shoots. I'll be back in it, and then for other musicians, you'll be back in the studio. But I think it is important, like you said, to reach out to the producers and the other people that are part of your team to stay
Yeah,
connected and
and
unified.
just check on them, man. Like I've been paying like a little joke. I don't have much for people that I used to work with in the field, but $10, $20, anything helps right now. And you know it. You know it in your heart. Like you send somebody $20 right now, they'll be very grateful.
Mhm.
And then when they're able to get back out there on the field with you, then you guys could get it back together. But you could pay in advance. You could book that video shoot right now. It's just like the airlines, like prices are dropping. Take advantage of it. Hit that guy up that was gonna do the video for you for $500. Tell him you got 200 now, and you'll do it when you guys get done. Like I think you should just use the situation and make the best of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of business stuff, a lot of art stuff. Like how are you doing personally with all this?
I'm doing all right, man. My family's good. My family's well. My parents, my sisters, and I'm okay, bro. I feel like as long as I'm able to wake up every single day and I got breath in my body and I'm able to, move around, then I'm so blessed, bro. There's just no reason for me to be worried about things that I cannot change. The things that I can change, that's what I've been doing. Like they're saying stay indoors, saying don't go out party, they're saying hold off on that date. So I'm doing what I need to do. And as long as I'm doing that, I feel all right, man. I'm a homebody anyways, and
Yeah.
most of my creation comes from being away from the public. So, uh, like I said, I'm just looking at the positives of this. But I do, of course, miss being able to travel and my family and see people that I love. Um, but I know after this, like I'll be able to get with them.
Yeah, I have one other question for you too, and you kind of like you made me think of it when you were just talking about like being a homebody but as a performer, like, and I know you're not doing much of the IG live stuff, but imagine like performing on IG live and you have no audience interaction other than someone joined the group, like that takes a lot of like I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it, but like
Yeah, it it, you gotta just like I said, man, with those type of things, you gotta be doing it for you first and
mhm,
foremost. So even if there's one person in there, like they're taking the time to watch you, just like how me and you, this is an interaction. This is something that you remember throughout the day. So don't get down on yourself because you don't have, the 50 followers, even just the 10 followers in there. Just make the best of what you have. Be happy for that one or two people that actually are coming in there and watching you. And even if there's not anybody watching you, then still finish the video, do your performance, allow it to be for 24 hours. You know how they have that button where people could still come in later. Somebody might come catch your show later. So don't sleep on the fact that like don't not getting down on yourself because you're not getting that immediate reaction that you want. Remind yourself that we are in a pandemic and it's not about you right now.
mhm.
So if you're giving something, give it fully, give it 100%. Don't worry about, the audience right now. Just give from the heart, give from the soul, give from the gut, and you'll feel better about what is going on.
Yeah. Yeah, well said. I mean, I think that's exactly it. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to have a million followers. You don't have to
Yeah,
have a million views. But if
yeah,
you're creating something from the heart, it'll reach the heart.
yeah. You'll be able to live with that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, man, I can't thank you enough for just taking a few minutes to chat and share your experience.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to hear your music, where do they find you?
You go anywhere you want to go. My name is Rob Woods. Type in Rob Woods. My latest body of work is The Blue Tape. So type in Rob Woods, The Blue Tape, and I feel like you'll enjoy that. And then just kind of backtrack and then, go through my journey, hear my story. And I appreciate any person that does do that.
And for Instagram, how can they find you there?
At Rob Woods, ROBWOOODS. So Rob Woods with 3 O's.
All right. Thank you, Rob.
All
I
right,
hope you
man.
enjoy the rest of the day. Stay safe and let's connect soon.
Most definitely, man. Take care.